Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa. Today I have got some holiday baking inspiration for you, and I'm going to show you how to make 3 delicious and healthy holiday cookie recipes. So these are technically like Christmas cookies, but since we're in the holiday spirit, and I know a lot of people are baking this time of year, hopefully this gives you some inspiration. I love cookies because they are so easy to make. They make awesome gifts, and I like that they're pre-portioned because then I can kind of just have one. It satisfies my sweet tooth and it's perfect. So I'm going to show you how to make some gluten-free and vegan gingerbread cookies. Also going to show you how to make some chewy chocolate orange cookies. And then we're finishing off with some Flourless chocolate hazelnut cookies, which have a little bit of a spicy kick at the end, and they are so good. So all 3 of these, like I mentioned, are up on the blog already. You can find those links in the description box down below. I'd also love to invite you to subscribe if you are not yet part of our community. Make sure to hit that red subscribe button right below this video before you go. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's recipes. So we're going to start with the gingerbread, and we'll start with our dry ingredients. The base of this is almond flour, as well as tapioca starch, quinoa flour, and coconut flour. You're also going to add in some baking soda, some ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and then just stir that together until the dry ingredients are combined, and we'll add the wet ingredients directly into this bowl. So for the wet ingredients, we are using 1 flax egg, as well as some maple syrup, some blackstrap molasses, which of course is classic to gingerbread, as well as a little bit of oil and some vanilla extract. And then just start to stir the dough together with a wooden spoon or spatula. You might find it hard to get it all incorporated, which is why I switched to my hands here. I really like to kind of knead this together. I find that you get a more even consistency, and it's easier to mix if you just knead it with your hands. So just knead it all together until you have a thick dough, and everything should be combined. From there, we are going to move on to rolling it out. So for the rolling, I recommend that you place a piece of parchment paper down on your flat surface. That will prevent the dough from sticking to the counter. And you can just roll it out using a rolling pin. Just use some kind of light pressure. If you press too heavily, you might notice that the dough starts to stick to the rolling pin. So just use a kind of light pressure and roll it out until it's about 1/8 of an inch thick. And then you can cut it into whatever shapes you want. So because this dough is a little bit sticky, the dough is going to stick to the cutter a little bit. So just use your finger to kind of press out the shapes, or alternatively, you could also spray it with cooking spray, but it is going to stick a little bit. Just be gentle and kind of use your finger to press it out. From there, just remove any of the extras and then transfer your cutout cookies onto a parchment lined baking sheet. And then you can just use the scraps that you have and re-roll those out and just continue to cut out shapes until you have used up all of your dough. We will bake our gingerbread at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. Let them cool completely either on the pan or on a wire rack while we make our icing. The icing is just standard royal icing, I think it's called. It's organic powdered sugar with a little bit of almond milk. And just add about a teaspoon of almond milk at a time until you have gotten the right consistency. You want to make sure that you fully mix it all together in between each addition because it can quickly thin out with more liquid. So the less liquid, the better. You're really looking for a consistency that's like this. It's kind of drizzleable, and it will end up firming up once we pipe it onto our cookies. When you're ready to frost them, you can just use a piping bag or a plastic bag with a little tip snipped off and just pipe it into whatever design you like. I like to do a little outline and then dot the 3 buttons and then give them a little face, and I just think they're so cute. And then just repeat the icing until you've iced all of your cute little cookies and you're done. Like I said, they will solidify as they sit. So just let them cool again on a baking sheet and the icing will solidify, and they make the cutest little gifts. So next up are our chewy chocolate orange cookies. The base of that is going to be cashew butter. You could also use almond butter, as well as a flax egg, some coconut sugar, maple syrup, and orange extract. And then you can just beat this together with an electric mixer until it's smooth and add your dry ingredients directly into this bowl. The dry ingredients are raw cacao powder, coconut flour, sea salt, and baking soda. And again, just use your mixer to stir it all together until you have a thick dough. And I will say, if you don't have access to orange flavor, you could also use orange zest. There's some directions in the blog post to make substitutions, so check that out. Once you've got your dough all mixed, fold in your chocolate chips, and then you're ready to scoop away. So just use a cookie scoop to scoop out your dough and place it right onto a parchment-lined baking sheet, and then use your hands to kind of form these into cookies. I like to just kind of push them together and then flatten them out and make them into little discs. And then we'll bake them at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. Let them cool completely before you dig in and enjoy. These are chewy, they are orangey, they are chocolatey, they are decadent, but they are super healthy. And then last but not least, we're making our flourless hazelnut cookies. We're going to start with our hazelnuts. Just add those into a food processor along with some coconut sugar and some raw cacao powder. And you pop the lid on, and we are just going to blend this up so that it forms a flour. And it's going to be our quote-unquote flour. It's going to look like this kind of sandy-ish texture. And we will just transfer that into a bowl. Once you've got that in there, you will add in some shredded coconut, as well as some chopped up cherries. We're also gonna add in some cayenne pepper, which I forgot to film and gives it the kick. So just add that in with your cherries, stir it together, and move on to your wet ingredients. And we will add in our beaten egg and some maple syrup and stir that together until you have a dough. And I haven't tested this vegan. I don't know if it would work. I think the egg is there to really help with the texture. So if you can tolerate eggs, then that's awesome. If you can't, I would say maybe use an egg replacement instead of a flax egg, just because I think that would probably hold it together a little bit better. You'll just form that dough into cookies using your hands, and then just place them on a baking sheet. And we'll again bake these at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. And they'll be a little bit golden brown and kind of a little bit harder to the touch. Let them cool completely, and then I like to finish these off with a drizzle of melted chocolate and then a sprinkle of coconut. I feel like they look really festive, they're kind of fancy looking, and they taste so good. They have a nice little kick, which I love, and they're just a really, really awesome and actually super healthy cookie. And there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video. Can't wait to hear what cookie recipes you try first. I have to say the gingerbread and the chocolate orange were two of the most requested cookie recipes, and those were the two that I did not already have on the blog. So really excited to share those with you. If you're looking for some more cookie inspiration, I did share a post today that rounded up 18 of my favorite recipes. It includes some gluten-free thumbprint cookies, which we have on the channel already, as well as our vegan and gluten-free sugar cutout cookies. So if you want to try any of those, you can find that in the description box below as well. Otherwise, I just hope that you have a very merry, happy, bright, healthy, joyful holiday season. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being part of this community. You lift me up, but you also lift each other up, which I just find so inspiring. And I'm really honored that you chose to follow me here on this channel. So I look forward to sharing even more amazing content with you. As always, I read all of your comments. So if you have anything that you're looking for, any content suggestions, anything like that, make sure to leave that down in the comment, because I want to make sure that I'm sharing content that you're looking for. So here is to a healthy and happy holiday season. Happy baking. I hope you enjoy these cookies, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!